Welcome everyone to the Study Prep Guys Show Zone or Study Prep Guys Csec. It is nice to be back with you in this video today. So today we'll be working Csec, or we're doing preparation for the Csec Econ or economics preparation. We're doing general preparation for Econ, right, guys? So I'll open up the chat in a couple of minutes. Let me just pull out this right now. So for this video, we're trying to work the latest year. Let me just pull that up on the screen. We're trying to work the latest year for the econ preparation. So this is the past paper. And honestly, guys, we'll post a link to this here in the chat below. So let me just post the link to the chat so you guys could see what's going on here. This will be a strenuous stream, but for purposes, I will post the link in the chat. You guys could check out it, guys. I just posted the link in the chat. I just posted the link in the chat. So anyways, let's start this document. So we'll be working, let me see, they only have up to 2022 here. So we'll work 2022 for now. Let's work the paper 2. We're very limited, but we're trying to work the paper 2. Everyone with me? So we'll try to work 2022. Let me just see if I could show you guys something quick. No, not here. Not here either. So yes, we have it here. So econ. Here is it. That we have it for Thursday, Tuesday. This is in the morning, 9 o'clock, presumptuously. We have economics paper 2 for the 20th of this Tuesday. So I wanted to start it early because I want to have some time to revise. I want some time for you guys to revise us because we have 1 weekend. We have at least 2 more days remaining, inclusive of Monday. That will be 3 days. And then Tuesday is the exam. So we have that exam. You just highlight that right now here. Put that down right here. The exam for economics is the 20th of this month. And as you can see here, currently we are at 16. So we don't have a lot of time left. You just open up this document. So let's see what's going on here. So we're going to work the 2019 paper 2. The 2020, this is 2022. This is year 2022. Economics paper 2. We're working it for this live. This is May-June 2022 for economics. We have a total of 2 hours to actually complete that. Let's read the instructions. This paper consists of 5 questions. Answer all questions. Write your answers in the space provided in this booklet. Do not write in the margins. You may use silent, non-programmable calculator to answer all questions, but all necessary working should be clearly shown. If you need to write an answer and there is not enough space to do so on the original page, you must use the extra line page provided at the back of this booklet. Remember to draw a line through your original answer, and then yes, that's about it. So it says here, there's the 3 main agents of an economy. So there are 3 main agents. We have the suppliers. This is the persons that make the good, that make goods and services. So we have suppliers. These are the persons that makes the goods and services. We have the consumer. And then we have the government. So these are the main portions that the government. So these are mainly the three portions that, just make sure it's good. Yes, yes. These are mainly the portions. These are the portions that are the three main agents of an economy. The suppliers, these are the portions who make or create the goods and services we use for everyday activities. The consumers, we buy the goods and we buy the necessities. And the government is the perpetrators of those laws that allows for goods to be made. So that is it. That is only word. It is very easy. Very, very easy, I would like to say. That's easy 3 marks. So it says state the role of each of the suppliers, each of the agents listed in AI. So the suppliers, these are suppliers, just to explain it. So we'll just give a little bit of details. They make and create the goods and services that we make, that we use in everyday life. See, yes. That's it for suppliers. Just list this thing properly. Just list this thing because I don't like to get it like that. One, then we have two, and then we have three. So yes. Suppliers, they make and create goods. And then we have the government. And they are responsible for the dissemination I want to use the term dissemination. When I use the term dissemination, I mean that they are the ones responsible for putting the goods out there. They're responsible for sharing the goods among the country and stuff like that. They allow for the production process to take place. They allow for the production process to take place. So yes, we have those two essential things out of the way. So we don't answer the question. We don't put in for the two. And then we have the consumers. Let's put in the consumers. They utilize the goods for personal amusement. I don't think I can get more simpler than that. They utilize the good for amusement. So we have the 3 points right there. And let's move on. Explain how scarcity creates the economical problem. Infinite wants, infinite wants comparable to limited real world resources creates the economical problem. So yes, infinite wants comparable with the limited real world resources that we have creates the economical problem. So yes, that's it. That's Miss Huge work. This is a lot. And honestly, there's not even a lot you even need to do, honestly. So on the previous live stream, we did discuss the difference between opportunity cost and money cost. Money cost is the real world currency for the purchasing of goods and services, while opportunity cost is the next best choice for one. So Money, or let me see, money cost. So money cost is, as I say, money cost is the literal price that something costs, or is the real world currency for the purchasing of goods and services. While on the other hand, opportunity cost is the next best alternative or best choice for gone. It could also be alternative. So you could utilize both of these terms when you answer this question like this. Alternative for gone. What do I mean by that? I simply mean that if you choose between, I like to choose use the term bread and cheese, and you choose bread, the opportunity cost in that, for instance, would be cheese because you have given up the bread. So if you're giving up bread for cheese, the opportunity cost would be the bread because something for something else. And that something else is what we consider to be opportunity cost. And because of opportunity cost, we have the instances of choices. So if choices did not exist, there would not be opportunity cost. For opportunity cost to exist, there needs to be a legality of choices in place. So there would be no opportunity cost without choices. And the economical problem of scarcity, the economical problem of scarcity creates the problem of opportunity cost because we have scarce resources. You can't get everything you want. So you have to make a decision between what you need and what you don't need. And because of that, that creates the economical problem, which creates choices, which as a result creates opportunity cost. So if you have gotten that down, I hope you have learned something from that. Just pull out my notes. I did make a video on the nature of economics. This was recently. This was not long ago. I did make a video on the nature of economics. I will, let me just open this thing a bit bigger if you guys could see right there. From the diagram, this is an example of constant opportunity cost. And opportunity cost, this is what we call the production possibility frontier, which is the total production that could occur between two goods. In this case, we have guns and we have missiles. So in order to produce 5 missiles, we need to give up. So if you look at the diagram here with 2,000 and 1,500, you guys with me? So if we subtract the 2,000 from the 1,500, we will have 500 here. As you could see, there's a deduction of guns as we go down. So in order to produce 5 missiles, we needed, listen to this, we needed to give up 500 guns. So to produce 5 missiles, we give up 500 guns, right? And this is why the production possibility frontier is straight. Is everyone with me? So we have those two essential points of the way. So let me go down to the nature of economics now. This is a very important spectrum on the line of dignity. And I did talk about economical factors in my last stream. Um, Economical factors of production, be inclusive of land, labor, capital, with the rewards of factor. And this is on the nature of economics. This is a basic introductory class to that. We did look at the basic introductory class in the last class. In this video, we'll be applying those concepts. So the rewards for the factors of production, which we have land, the reward for that is rent. Land is permanent. Land is forever. We could only have land temporarily and then we'll die. Land will always be there. Land will forever be there. So we can't, the factor reward for land is rent, meaning that we have it temporarily. Capital is inclusive of machinery products, what the business has, vehicles, trucks, etc., etc., etc. In this, for instance, we have interest, right? And we have, for the inference of labor, we have wages. That is something that you have to give up, but it's still a factor of reward. If someone is working for you, If someone is working at your business, you have to give them wages. You have to give them wages. That's just common sense. So let's look at something called the traditional economy. Let me just think that in black on parentheses. So in a traditional economy, the owners of the factors of production are the private and public sectors. The government usually implements certain bilateral incentives. What do I mean by bilateral? Bilateral means things to relate to the overall world, right? So we have something called trading unions or unitary bodies in the world, right? For example, a lot of you know about the EU. A lot of you know about CARICOM, right? And if you're within a CARICOM member state, the CARICOM member state has certain incentives such as common external tariffs. And I did make a video on tariffs. I did make it, so I will post a link to it on top there. So if you want more further information. So in a traditional economy, the peaceful coexistence of private monopolies and public sectors is prevalent, right? So what is private monopolies? What is public sector? Called public sectors and there's something called private sectors. Public sectors are like, for instance, schools. Schools is a public sector. Public schools is a public sector because it's owned by the government and it's not profit driven because the government provides the financial aid and financial assistance in that, for instance. And we have something called the planned economy, sometimes referred to as the authoritarian economy or the control economy. And a lot of people describe the leaders of planned economy as dictators, as persons that we should not like. And while I do agree with them on a certain cynical level, the persons that lead these countries, everything within a planned economy is controlled. There is only public sectors. There is no private monopolies. There is no private sectors. There is nothing like that in a planned economy. So there's some of the things that I really wanted to get out of the way, so we could move on. So let's look into another question. Using a label diagram production cost frontier, explain the concept of opportunity cost as production moves along the frontier. I did utilize the diagram in a minute there. I will just put that there so you guys could. I literally just showed you. So is everyone okay with me, chat? How far are you right now? Is everyone okay? I will open up the chat. But for now, we'll just work it. I will open up the chat. So a market was a market. A market is a place where buyers and sellers meet for the exchange of goods. So for the exchange of goods and services. So we have those two out of the way. A market is a place where buyers and sellers meet for the exchange of goods and services. Supply schedule. This is the fixed date that a supposed good or service is to be ordinated. So as the term suggests, supply schedule is like if you were to, all right, you schedule an appointment to get a supply of goods and services at a particular time. That is what supply schedule is. This is a fixed. Let me just correct this thing because I don't believe it fills up everything. This is a fixed date and time that a supposed good or service is to be ordinated, or it should arrive at your place, or it should arrive where it needs to be arrive for inventory management. So yes, now we have those two out of the way. So state two factors that could increase in the supply of pens. So obviously a decrease in price. This is one of the major factors. Improvement in the quality of pens. So that's 2 points we could easily use right off the bat. So hopefully everyone is following along with me. Just orientation for me. And guys, if I'm sounding very weird, I'm very sick right now. But I'm still pushing, guys. If I could do it, you could do it too. I feel very sick right now, very sickly. Let's go back. I'll just stop the video at here because I believe my cold is getting worse at the minute. Last night I was planning to make a video on chemistry, 2025 January paper two, but because of my sickness and because of sickness in general, I was unable to do that. Literally, guys, my eyes was getting red and I couldn't really focus at all. I only answered question one. I did answer the rest, but like I did not have the energy in me to continue. So hopefully everyone is all right. So as I said before, this is the preparation stream. Hopefully, I'll give it a couple of minutes so you guys could tell me your thoughts. So, how are you guys? How is everyone? How is everyone out there? Um, I will make more videos. I will live stream more today. So hopefully everyone is all right out there. How is everyone? What's up, chat? How are you today? Let's continue moving on, guys. So it says here, table one, this shows the demand and supply schedule. Calculate the price elasticity of supply if the price of pen moves from 2 to 4. Let me just think of this price elasticity. I didn't look into this a little while now. So if you guys see, I never look at this document in particular. So you guys tell me if I'm doing anything crazy. So let's look at elasticity. So they say here, price elasticity of demand is calculated by dividing the percentage change in quantity demanded by the percentage change in price. What does that mean? What does that mean? So price of pens, quantity supplied, calculate the price elasticity of supply if the price of pen moves from 2 to 4. Let me read back what is here. So the price elasticity of demand is calculated by dividing the percentage change in quantity demanded by percentage change in price. So let's go back at this document. If we quantity demanded, if they move from 2 to 4, if they move from $2 to $4, the percentage change in quantity demanded will be 0%. Price of pens, that would be the percentage of that. 2 to 4. Anyone in the chat? Anyone in the chat? So I did post a link to the document so you could work along with me for this video. I will come back to this question. I have to make a personal. I will have to make an individual video on this here, explaining how to calculate it. Well, we're just going through the actual rating questions. All right, let's move on. Price to which surplus of pens. All right, we're moving on back to question 3. I will have to make a video on this one explaining this here because I believe this here needs a lot of other explanations. So state 3 examples of barriers entry that occur in market structures. So first of all, one of the major barriers to market entries is quotas, price ceilings, and government regulations on demerit goods, So price ceilings, they set a certain price for the good. And we have quotas, which is a limit on the amount of goods that could be brought into a country. So that's worth 3 marks. You have 3 marks right off the bat like that. So let's move on. Identify the time period in which firms can enter or leave an industry. Just take this up so I could show you guys. An industry can leave or enter an industry. So let's look at some information here. So profitability, barriers to exit. So we'll put that down. Oh guys, this thing is getting very bad on me right now. Feeling horrible right now. Very sick. So let's answer this question quick and we'll close off right here. Because right now I'm feeling horribly sick. We'll work in 2025 paper 2 in the next live stream. I did start it in the last stream. Profitability, leave it when it is profitable. So that's one of the 4 instances leave. And then we have the other instances of barriers to exit, factors that include a company's ability to leave an industry. Let's just go into the document again. It's profitability, and then we have barriers to exit. So if there is no barriers to exit, so if the barriers to exit are down, you could leave the industry, or if it's profitable, you could leave the industry in case. Anyways, guys, I will have to stop the live stream right now. I'm feeling very sick. Anyways, guys, see you out. Subscribe to the Study Prep Guys Chill Zone, and let's ease this economics CSEC paper 2 2025. Anyways, guys, all the best. Wish you all the best, guys. See you out. Subscribe, hit notification bell. See you on the next video.